It's a long-held belief that a healthy child is a better student, and a big part of children being receptive to learning and meeting their developmental milestones is a well-balanced diet. We support that notion, and so we've enlisted the help of Charmaine Edwards, head of the nutrition unit in the Ministry of Health, to give us some useful pointers on how to make the first few years of our toddler's education productive. Charmaine, so happy to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell us about what is proper nutrition for like a 3 or 4-year-old child?
Right, so I would say that the same thing applies for the adult. A healthy child requires a balanced meal from all the food groups, and there are 6 of them. Food from animals, staples, vegetables, fruits, and so on. So they must get nutrition from all of them.
Persons would like to know what would constitute a balanced meal for a basic school age child or children.
Right, so one of the things parents, caregivers need to pay attention to is not necessarily the amount of food that you will give a child based on the age, but what we need to pay attention to is the way they are growing, because children grow in spurts, and so they're going to also eat in spurts. And we should also be mindful that at this age, food is secondary to these children. So we have to make the eating experience a very pleasurable one. So what would this constitute? As I said before, we need to focus on the 6 food groups. So food from animals, we know we need to give them their protein source. And that is a key group that this nutrient comes from. On average, they require about 2 ounces of meat. What does that look like on a plate? A chicken leg. No, we're not talking about the drumstick part that is on the wing, the regular leg. A leg, or for the other types of meat, think of a matchbox. So 2 matchbox sizes would be the amount of meat that you give to these children. There is the carbohydrates that we get mostly from our staple foods, the yam and the banana, the ground provision as we know it. And on average, they need about like a half cup of that. There's also our vegetables. They need about a quarter cup of cooked vegetables. These are the ones that give you starch and so on, not the free ones like the lettuce and the tomatoes. I'm talking about like pumpkin and carrot and so on. Fruits in general, a medium fruit is good for them, but if you're going to be giving them as liquid in form of a juice, then they need about a quarter cup. All right. We need to be mindful that not all juices are juices. We need to read labels to ensure that there's no added sugar. Once there's added sugar, it's no longer a fruit juice. It then becomes a fruit drink. So we need to be careful of that. And the fats and oils you will use in cooking, and we don't give them more than about 2 teaspoons. I know we're having more than that. So, and what you want to do is stretch their meals over the day. So we are saying 3 meals and 2 to 3 snacks, right? And we always hear about a 2,000 calorie diet. They need around about 1,700 calories. And you're going to spread it out throughout the day, all right? The 3 meals and 2 snacks. And a snack is not what we are used to a snack. We need to give them healthy snacks.
What would you say constitutes a healthy snack? Because immediately I'm thinking of something processed, something off the supermarket shelves.
Right, and the snack can come off the supermarket shelf. We just need to be mindful of what we are choosing. But even before we get to the supermarket shelf, Jamaica is abundant in fruits and vegetables, and they form good snacks. I know children like crunchy stuff. A carrot is a crunchy vegetable and makes a good snack when you serve it with peanut butter. It's actually very tasty. So you may want to try that. But there are a lot of fruits around, there are a lot of vegetables, cucumbers, that can be used as snacks. But you want to vary it, so, you know, with the regular stuff, there's crackers, and there's cheese, and there's peanut butter, and there's jam, and there's jello, gelatin, that they can have as snacks. So we need to be mindful of what a snack is as well, because you don't want it to replace the meal.
Yes, and you did mention these, which are very good ideas, but at the same time, you do have some children that are very picky eaters. What would you suggest in that case?
Right, and so it would take me back to that point I made earlier, that children grow in spurts. They're going to eat in spurts as well. They're going to love something today, and when you offer it tomorrow, they don't want to see it. So you have to work with what they like as well, and what they might take something now in one meal that might be a large meal, and the next time you offer they take half or less than half. So you watch the amount they eat each time and work with that. We also need to be mindful that these children need a lot of micronutrients, and so the vegetables and the fruits are going to be key, especially with the B vitamins, the children this age, and the zinc and the selenium. Vitamin C is also very crucial because our children tend to have a lot of anemia. So we need to ensure that they're getting their vitamin C.
And they can get that
And
from
they
the
can get that
oranges
from
and
the oranges,
the citrus.
citrus fruits. Again, these children have small stomachs, so remember we have to keep it small.
You mentioned a bit earlier about the vitamin C and the calcium. What are some of the food groups that parents can get these from?
All right. So one of our main sources of calcium is milk and cheese, so dairy products, certainly. But there are also vegetables that offer calcium as well. And the other nutrients, well, the iron and the zinc and magnesium and so on, again, you get them from our green leafy vegetables and our yellow vegetables, but also our fruits do provide some of these as well.
Okay,
Right.
Charmaine, some solid suggestions there. So there you have it. Nutrition is a major part of a child's learning experience. So ensure your child has the right ingredients to grow and to learn.